Hi everybody, Tina here with Two Chicks and a Cricket, and I am doing another Valentine's Day card. And can you believe it? I didn't use that heart punch. I'm noticing like all of the ones I've done have, well, practically all the ones I've done have had that punch. So I didn't use it this time, but I am using a Martha Stewart border punch, and again I'm using my pink stamper Lovelicious stamp set, and then just some patterned paper and stuff. So let's get started with this card. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this patterned piece of paper. I'm not cutting anything, and I'm just going to use one little stamp, and I'm going to show you how patterned paper like this that has all these designs, this is really cute paper. It has like glitter and stuff on it. You can totally use this for your whole card. Like, you don't even need to cut anything from your Cricut if you don't want to, if you're just in a hurry. So I have this piece of brown paper, and what I want to do is I want to have a 6 by 4¼ inch card, but I want it to fold. Instead of it folding this way, I want it to fold this way, if that makes any sense. So I want it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it this way, 6 inches, at 6 inches. Will that do it? Fold it? Yeah, I think so. 6 inches. Yep. Okay, so I'm folding it this way. Get a good tight crease on it. I'm gonna zoom a little bit tiny in, not a lot, because I'm gonna be doing some cutting. So this is the base of our card, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this patterned piece of paper. I guess I went too far out. In. And I'm just gonna use, I wanna use 2 of these, 2 rows of these squares. So there we go. I'm just going to trim these off. And from the looks of it, I can get 4 squares. So I'm trimming all of it so it's just the squares. And then this is still a little too wide for what I'm thinking I want to do for my card. So I use this little line on my trimmer a lot. I have this Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Let's just zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. And I use this little marker a lot. Like, it's like a really easy go-to trim for me. And so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to take off each side that little bit. Okay. So now I have this piece. And I did that all by just eyeballing it so I could use this pattern piece of paper. So now I have this dark pink piece. And what I'm going to do is I just want like a 1¼ inch piece. And I'm going to use my Martha Stewart border punch. And this border punch is like the doily lacy one. I don't know what it's called. But I love it. It totally reminds me of Valentine's Day. Like, that's originally why I got it. So like for every Valentine's project I have, I use it. And I sort of messed it up. I ran a piece of paper through this punch when it had ATG adhesive on it. And so it's kind of like, kind of sticks. That was my computer. Okay. So I ran this through. And I just want to attach it like this. I just want it on that piece of pattern paper. So I'm just going to run some adhesive down this piece of pattern paper, and I'm just lining it up like that, and then I'm going to just snip off the extra. Just like that. So then I'm going to attach this piece to my card. Simple enough, right? It's just giving it a fun edge. Now, you don't even have to do this next step if you didn't want to, but I'm going to take some ribbon. This is 5/8 inch ribbon. It's in a cream color. And I'm going to do a bow on here. So I tie my bow first before I put it on to my paper because I use my TG gun to put it on the actual paper. So I'm going to flip it over. I don't know if other adhesive would work well to keep ribbon down. I always use my ATG gun because the adhesive is really aggressive. It works really well. Okay, so I have my adhesive on my ribbon, and I'm just going to now attach my ribbon right over the seam. And then I'm going to trim up my ribbon. I want my bow to be a little smaller, so I'm going to snip it. And then I'm going to do the lighter technique. And I just have to say, please be careful while doing this. Not all ribbon is made to melt. Stampin' Up! Ribbon, specifically, you can melt that ribbon. But there are ribbons that will just catch on fire. So, and doing it close to your paper, you have to be careful. I just kind of assume we're all adults. But if you're underage and watching this, don't burn down your parents' house. And sue me. Okay, so I have this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of red cardstock and I'm going to cut a 2-inch square, a 2-inch block. I'm off camera doing this. I just didn't want to zoom out. So I just have my 2-inch block. I'm putting it in between. Let's get down a little bit. Here we go. In between this line you can see on my card, on the pattern paper, there's like these 2 lines. So what I'm doing is I'm just sticking it right in between there. And then I'm going to take my pattern piece of paper, and there's all these cute little blocks. And I'm just going to pick something that I like. And I think this cupcake is really cute. And so because it's red and my paper is red, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around this white. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border. Or you could mount it to another piece of paper. I could have done that, like a different color. So we're gonna move this aside for a minute because I have a couple things to do to this. I'm gonna attach this right on here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these My Pink Stamper stamps, and there's a stamp that just says love. And I'm gonna find my block. I have a mess. This place is a disaster. Okay, I lost my block, so let's grab another one. Okay. So I just have this. This isn't a very clean block. Don't mind my block. So I just have this love stamp, and then I have a white ink pad. And I'm gonna put, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the card because that ink is gonna be wet for a little bit after I'm done doing this card, and so I won't be able to flip it over. So I'm gonna attach this little block right there. Then I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna take my love stamp and I'm gonna stamp it right in the middle. Love. And that is gonna be my card. So how simple was that? That turned out to be a lot of fun. Okay, so that is my card for today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and that's gonna be it. So thank you so much for stopping by the blog, and I'll talk to you later, guys.